Welcome to the Kinkazoid Podcast, where you get some education on your form of stimulation. With your hosts, Royal, Chase, and Trey Proper, Buckle your seatbelts because it's going to be a wild ride. Let's get kinky.
Welcome. Greetings and salutations to another wonderful episode of Kinkazoid. It's your boy Straight Proper. I'm not toxic yet. I figured I had these on. So.
Not
ladies,
toxic yet. Y'all heard that, right?
What's up?
It's your girl Royal. No tagline necessary. Just recognize she's a queen. Almost forgot my damn tagline.
What's going on? It's all right. What's going on, you guys? It's your girl Chase C. Hayes. No matter how you say it, as long as that flavor stays in your mouth.
All right, ladies. We have a great show lined up. And ladies and gentlemen of the audience, I do apologize for the lateness. I'll take responsibility for the shut up, iPhone. I'll take responsibility for that because I don't have my notes up. But we got a great show as always. Thank you for joining us, and make sure you like the stream and everything else that's in between. First things first, we've got a great kink this week. We kind of talked about it a little bit in the Discord back and forth a few times, and I believe that just about everybody here is in agreement with it. It's not a problem, but we are talking about none other than the breeding kink. So, if you will, go ahead and explain the definition of the breeding kink for us, Miss Royal.
So what? Why it gotta be me? Anyway, okay. So if you guys are unaware, I'm pretty sure the majority of us are aware what the breeding kink is. Basically, it is a need for, or I guess a like or a need, however you want to slice it, for wanting to come inside your partner or wanting your partner
Cream
to come inside
fantasies.
of you.
Yes.
Love a Twinkie. Love a good Twinkie.
Love a good Twinkie. So what's your guys not personal experience, but what's your preference? Like, you know, are you down with the breeding kink? I mean, are you kind of skeptical? Would you prefer, being a strudel or, making somebody a strudel? How you feel?
I mean, I like strudels too. Strudels is actually a past favorite. But I also want you to fill me up with your love. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. That's just what it is. I actually just seen a video on TikTok where a person didn't realize that sexy love, Neo says, and like a volcano, it erupts and I cover her with my love. Like no one peeps that, but then when you listen back, it's like, oh, this is nasty now. But yeah, no, I like that. I might have just actually confessed that to someone the other day that I wanted that to happen. But you know what it is, you know what I'm saying? And you already got a belly shaped like it, might as well start putting it to use. Trey, how do you feel about it?
My kid's 13, so clearly.
Slide past that and pretend like she ain't say it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trey.
Yep. Like I said, my kid's 13, so I'm down for it. I'm not a big fan of the prophylactic. However, I will use them, and I do use them. But overall, that's why I've always said the IUD is my best friend, because a lot of the women that I've dealt with have had those, and they prefer Twinkie as opposed to being a toaster strudel. So, yeah.
I mean, because if you got to choose, I feel like Twinkie is the best one. You know what I'm saying? So,
it's the best one. I mean, the crab walk to the bathroom is not the greatest cute thing in the world.
It's not the cutest thing.
I've
secretly been recorded in my crab walk. It doesn't make it any better that I'm also a Cancer. So
you hit the Zoid bird.
I was really in my form.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Next episode, birth controls. I will say this, and I think I can speak freely about this from the dude perspective, that there's no greater feeling than coming inside a woman. And if anything, if you two are on that level of intimacy, then you have the potential to come and still continue having sex and just make a mess. Like, you can come, get hard back in while you're still in it, and keep coming. So, it leaves her with a dripping feeling, but hey.
Honestly,
it's good shit.
I feel like it's
the best part was the best part. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the mess part's the best.
You said you think the mess part is the best part?
It's not the best part because it gets cold.
It does get cold. It's cold and wet and cold. No, it's not. It's not. No.
And the way it dries, that you want to make sure you clean up in between. I'm sorry, but
you have to clean up in between time.
You have to clean up
because it's too much. It's too much.
Get your wet wipes.
Not get your wet wipe.
Get you a good old clean sexual wet wipe in between. Wipe it up like a baby. go to the side, keep it going. But
You
like
know
other
what's
than
funny?
that,
Yeah.
I didn't understand the joke when I was younger of you get the towel, no, you get the towel, until I had to go get the damn towel. So yeah, clean. Of course, you want to keep things handy to keep things a little clean, but sometimes you just be in the mood. You be in the mood. You be in the moment, and
I mean,
bodily fluids don't matter at that point.
I feel you, but it just
yeah,
it just becomes a little bit much. I mean, like, and honestly, I'm gonna
literally
speak.
become.
It really becomes exactly it becomes. But I'm gonna just speak
Yes.
from personal experience. Sometimes I'm gonna need you to go get the towel because every now and again, I don't want to duck walk to the bathroom all the time. Okay, I don't like the feeling of it dripping down my legs. I'm not with that feeling. So I just can't.
I mean, I will say that I am a person of a good show, not a tell, but a good show. And so, like, I like to personally have, want you to watch it, you know, come back out because you you put it in. So
But
you're gonna watch it come back out or
that's like
whatever.
right after though. Like I'm good with you like
Oh
if
yeah,
you
that's
want
right.
to
That,
if you want to see it to see oh yeah, that's fine. I did that. I'm good with that.
that's not.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I'm good with that. You
yeah.
can do
Okay.
that. I'm good with that. But it's just the afterwards.
Simba.
For Lee,
I think not
God, not Simba. And there goes the Lion King for
down her
me.
lips. Down her lips.
What?
Disrespectful.
Right.
But I think that you should. I think men should just automatically wipe them up. That's just how I feel. Obviously, I've done my crab walk, as I said, but I feel like just out of respect, if you did it, just always have something hot, nice and hot. Don't be putting no. You just went in this bitch with the cold water.
Not the
Let
cold
it get
water.
warmed up.
It's
Let it
gotta
get
be.
warmed up first. You know what I'm saying? And like dust me down a little bit afterwards. You can get my mouth a little bit first because we all know what's been going on in there. And then you can make it a sexual experience. Come wipe it down, keep the cloth down here. You know what I'm saying? And then go and then clean it up and then fuck the bitch again. You know what I'm saying?
Habdusa,
We
what was
always
that
Right.
face for? I don't understand. What was that face for, sir? Habdusa already
Because
putting
looking at
it.
the comments.
it drives faster. The comments
looking
say
at the
drives
comments.
faster.
I'm looking
What
at
do
the
the comments
comments.
say? Please let us
Not
know.
not the Simba. Yes, the Simba. Patron and glass everywhere. I think we all know who that's from.
Mm.
Lydia Indesu, the crab walk to the bathroom, LMFAO. Jamaica F, not the crab walk, and it gets cold as fuck in Jamaica, and drives even faster.
Yes.
Ugh.
Ugh.
You earned it.
But let me ask you this,
No.
Chase, because I don't know if it's the same for you, but I know for me, one of the reasons why I am so into the breeding kink, and it could be because of this connection that I have with my husband, but it like heightens the pleasure for me. Like when he comes out, it's like after he comes, it's like I don't know, for some reason it feels 20 times better, and especially if they continue the stroke after. Oh my God. It's like, I don't know what you put in that shit, but it's awesome. You understand me? I don't know what you laced it with, but
Hashtag writing my name in the pussy. There you go.
No, I like personally when they like, dumping a truck up in there, right? And then it's just like you tell them like of course they're getting their last few like strokes and whatever, but then you tell them to stay still, and then you just like do a Kegel right around it, so it's just like it gives it that warm.
it's
Just feeling it,
it's a beautiful
It's just a
thing.
good
It's a
feeling.
beautiful thing.
It's a good
Bringing
feeling.
pain on.
But ladies, real quick, ladies, leave a comment, and I'm gonna ask Royal this also.
Oh,
If you were a man, how many kids would you have?
way more
if
than the
you
ones I
like-
have now. I am telling you, I am the father of all of them 15 kids. You
Yes.
understand me? Every last one of them.
I would have at least 5. I for sure would have 5 children.
My
That's what I'm
pullout
saying.
game would be weak as fuck. Okay, there's no
Me
pullout
too.
whatsoever.
Non-existent.
No.
It's horrible.
Mm-mm.
I already hate the elastic band of protection. So that would already be a strike against me.
Mhm.
And then I also hate not finishing where I believe I should be finishing. It's either
Facts.
going to be on your face or within you. So, that's what I'm saying. If I was a dude,
Yeah.
I literally would have 5 kids. I wouldn't have any restraint. That's just what it is.
That's why I said 15, because I'm telling you, I'm busting every single time. Every single
Every
time.
single time.
So if y'all feel that way, why get so mad at us when we bust? Like, come on now, you know what you're doing, you know what you've earned.
Because once again, if I was a man, I wouldn't have to worry about back pains, preeclampsia,
Yeah.
heartburn, throwing up,
Yeah.
swollen feet, spreading of the nose,
Yeah.
and pushing
Teeth
a
potentially
8 or
falling
6
out.
plus pound.
Yeah. It's a bunch of shit.
Hair falling out.
Yes.
I wouldn't have to worry about pushing out a 6+ pound human out of a golf ball hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
that right now is a
Yeah.
slither as a
Yeah.
snake's eye.
Yeah.
So
Mine was 8 pounds, 17 ounces. But anyway,
Yeah. You literally
checking the
pushing a
comments.
Buick.
I was a 10 pound. I was a 10 pound baby, but I got cut from the womb, so you can't defeat me. Hamlet, thank you.
Yeah.
Checking the comments on Facebook, Brittany Payne. It's a great feeling, and if you've been doing your kegels and control them at the same time he comes, it will bring him to his knees. Facts.
Bring it down, girl. Come on.
Checking out the comments on YouTube, unless it's all over him, in which case I'm gonna get it. Stay still. Okay.
Yeah.
That's facts too, though. Like
0.
yeah.
And
I ain't gonna wait. I ain't gonna waste
please
it.
release,
You know what I'm saying?
squeeze, release. Yep, facts. Yes.
Period.
I'm gonna have to make a phone call after this. Anyway,
And the great
so-
thing is, I haven't had a child yet. So, guys, there is hope out there for you that you can live this life and not have to worry about reproducing too.
AKA, her birth control is a good one. That's all I'm gonna say.
I ain't in on it. So,
Did you just say you're not on
so
birth
yeah.
control and you let niggas shoot up the club?
It's called PCOVS. You know, it has its natural non-birthing capabilities. I wouldn't advise getting it though, if you do want kids. But I do take Provera to make sure I do have a menstrual every single month. But because too much estrogen makes me throw up, aka I can't stand a weak bitch. So yeah, there you go. You like that one? I save that one every single time somebody asks me about birth control. It makes me laugh, honestly.
Wow. Yeah. Well, yeah. I was definitely. I've definitely been a member of the birth control carrying crew. Okay. Like I was an avid taker of birth control pills until I got my IUD, and like Trey said, IUDs are my best friend. Like I had my IUD in for 5 years.
I'm definitely pro birth control. It's just at a point in time, estrogen, the added estrogen in my body was making me nauseous. Because my testosterone levels were going through here, so it was just like.
So it says the Mabel light says that says Maple.
AKA, he don't have a part in this conversation. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Oh, okay. I was confused. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably what you feel right now. Anyway,
It's all right. You
yeah.
good. All right, moving on.
Carry on.
Wow, really?
What is this? Black Lightning? What is going on here?
Really? If anything, it'd be Luke Cage. Anyway, yeah. So
I was gonna say
shirt
that,
the
but I
wrong
couldn't figure
color?
out his name. Go ahead.
I
I couldn't remember Luke Cage for 5 seconds. Give me a
It's
break.
cool. It's cool. Moving along.
Moving on.
So shout out to our newest member in the Discord, because he actually dropped something in there on his first day in. What's up, Haunter? Shout out to you, homie.
Thank you.
He brought up something that I'm familiar with, and of course the ladies here are familiar with because they hate that show. But speaking of none other than the female delusional calculator. So many of you may have gotten a message or a text message from me earlier during the week asking you to take it just out of fun. And no judgment. I won't put people out there. I just wanted to get the screenshots of your results to see what it is. So to basically, can you sit down? It's
Leo
my
live.
show mascot. I'm not gonna say his name because then he gonna know I'm talking about him. He can't hear y'all. But basically, it is a calculator to estimate the likelihood, the probability of you finding your ideal mate for women. And the results, as you can see on the screen, are very interesting. And I actually became familiar with it because I watched the podcast Fresh and Fit. They're very controversial, and of course they're red pill content, and they usually have girls in their show and they give them this test, and the basic questions are what would you choose as far as selection, the race you would choose, their age range, if they're okay to be obese, if they're okay to be married, and their financial income, how much money do they make, and they give you a probability based on what you selected. So those that you've seen up on the screen are some of the people, and of course it's famously that a lot of women are going to choose the higher caliber guys, and this shows the probability of you finding that guy in the American populace. So ladies, tell me your opinions. And let me preface all this by saying I don't personally agree with the test. I don't think it's right. I think it's somewhat accurate, but I don't think that the population. Honestly, if you got a low score, I would add about 10 to 15% onto your score, because we ain't that scarce out there. But Ladies, tell us what you think about this test. Here we go.
I was
Where my
gonna
glasses at? Where my glasses at?
see, look at him pull out the goddamn glasses. Talking about something I don't agree with it, but you pulling out the toxic masculinity glasses anyway.
Because I just know.
And
We're not going to name my glasses the toxic masculinity glasses.
that's what we doing. Oh no, we doing it.
Producer hashtagging. Put it on the screen.
Don't do
Put
that
it on the
shit.
screen.
Don't do
Look
that
at his face. He gonna do it. He gonna do it. You know what? It's funny because Chase and I were having that conversation off screen where Trey, to your point, I don't think black men are that scarce. You know what I'm saying? But I would say maybe a lot of black people don't even fill out the census in the first place. So you may be missing a lot of information there. And it's the same thing with any other minority, Asians, Hispanics, whoever. You know, all of us may not be right. We may not be filling out the census. So, you know, you can't really rely on that calculator for, 100% accurate information or anything because there's some data missing clearly. Now, moving on from that point, I think it's a bunch of bullshit. And the reason why I think it's a bunch of bullshit is because of the way that you have to line up the results, or whatever, not the results, but the criteria for what it is that you're looking for. I mean, it's already, you know what I'm saying, you could broaden it to a certain spectrum or whatever. I think the one that I did was looking for men, and I'm sorry, you guys, I did not post my results, Bad Royal, sorry, shut up. Anyway, I think the one that I did was I was looking for guys between the ages of 30 and 45, and I asked for them to be 5'10" because I'm a shorter girl, a taller guy. I wasn't looking for anything above that because I considered that to be average height for a man. And then when I was looking at salary, I said about $50,000 because you want your partner to be at least somewhat on the level that you're on, even if they're not completely there as far as financially is concerned. Then, everything else I say the same. I said any race is fine. I didn't exclude obese men. And then still got a probability score of 6.9% off the rip. And then don't let it be black men, because then you're looking at 0.018, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's you have to, and also, yeah, I'm sorry, one more thing I excluded was married men. But that is exactly what my point is. It's basically saying, that probability calculator is basically saying you have to lower your standards to basically nothing in order for you to potentially even find a guy. And that means including married men, including men that may not exactly meet the standard that you're looking for as far as the race is concerned, financial, whatever. I mean, I took it down to 35,000, 30,000. And that to me is damn near poverty line. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to live in this economy, right? In order to live in this economy, yes. So, I took it all the way down there and still only got 13% with the criteria that I was looking at. You have to be either looking for somebody's husband or not looking for your man to make a whole bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things that I feel are unrealistic as far as what women are looking for. And it's crazy to me that people say that our standards are high when they're honestly not. Not in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. So what I did is I selected people that I would actually want to date and who's in my level. So it was, I think the minimum height 5'9", I'm 5'8", so legally I'm 5'8". So 5'9" is the minimum height. Excluded married men because we do not do that over here. You guys already know how I feel about that. And I did not exclude obese people because I like them big. I like them cheeky. Never mind. Anyway, and then I did ages 29 to 33 because that's my age level. And what was, I think is, and I selected black men, of course, because hello, kings, of course. And for the pay, I did salary wise of what I'm wanting personally, of $50,000 a year. It was I think 0.8 to 1. No, I think it was 1%. It was 1% that I was going to find those men in that age range, that skin color and everything like that. I'm okay, don't think that's true, but all right, let's bring it down to 33,000. And then it only went up to I think between 2 and 4% for men. And that was deemed basically a cap woman. I like dogs
Right.
myself, so I would be a dog mommy. I just, once again, because I am on the younger side of the millennials, I did start kindergarten, first grade with a computer. So I am the age range generation that grew up on technology. So there's a lot of men in the IT field that are literally my age. That IT makes a good chunk of money. So that's why I also don't believe it's real. Once again, man, where I spoke about this beforehand, and the census isn't filled out all the time by people of color. So it definitely does mess with the calculations of it all. And some of the resources came from 2017, 2018, so nothing in the current 3 years. So we do have to also put that in mind. But I do think that I don't think it's delusional for a woman to want someone on that caliber. I think there's a lot of women right now who would want someone on that caliber. I think there's a lot of women who would just want a man who wants them, respects them, and wants. I think that's mainly what they want because that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. So I don't think it makes anybody delusional or makes them feel like they should lower their standards. As Royal said before, why do we have to lower our standards? Why can't we have some men, heighten their livelihood and what they're doing? I mean, like, if we're gonna take it as this is a man's world, you're more beneficial to have a job and blah. Everybody has a choice of where they're going, what they're doing, even if you don't get to where you want to because there might be obstacles in the way. You do have an option. If you didn't get a chance to go to college, you could go to trade school. If you didn't have a chance to go to trade school, you could get a certificate in a million of things, to push yourself in your salary or whatever you're making, which is not even, to me, a big deal for most people. They just want to know that you work and you have some hustle in you to continue working. I think more so people are worried about right now, are you respecting them? Are you respecting their body? Are you respecting their mind? Who are you as a personality? What are your characteristics like? But yeah, that's just what my conclusion was for the whole stupid ass delusional test.
Right.
Okay. So I, again, I don't fully agree with the test, but I do think that the numbers are still not skewed in our favor, necessarily black men. So a lot of our listeners or watchers, they are predominantly black. And so I'm assuming that a lot of you, and I saw a lot of you chose black men. So of course your numbers are going to decrease. So again, adding that extra 10 to 15%, you're still going to be, it's still a low probability for you to find that individual that you want. And if you vehemently disagree with that, I urge you to go to blackdemographics.com. That is a website that is powered by census information. So it's not something that somebody just typed up, and it gives you a general breakdown of where black men are in this country as of, what is that, circa 2018. So give or take a couple of years. And things may have changed over time, but we, of course, won't be able to tell fully until we have a new census completed. But just to give you an example, like 41,000 a year is the average, the median income for black men in America. So taking it up 10 grand automatically makes those people, quote unquote, a higher monetary value. So when you do that, you're lowering yourself. People work hard as on the what, sometimes for $12 an hour. And that's what? That's $25,000 a year. And that's their full-time job. And a lot of us don't take the census, like you said, yes, because we don't want everybody being in our business, let alone the government. So you got to keep it, just put things in perspective and try to realize that, I'll say this. The point of the calculator, wrong or not, in its numbers, is to make women, to try to urge women to reevaluate their expectations, to reevaluate what they're looking for. It's not saying the whole cat bag shit, all that other bullshit is unnecessary, but realistically look at those numbers and think, maybe I either should start dating outside of my race, or I should reevaluate my standards. Yes.
And see,
yes,
this is my problem with that statement.
that.
This is my problem with that statement because it's
Attitude.
always the women who have to reevaluate their standards, and it's never the men who have to change. Like there, and Trey, I'm going to use the conversation that you and I and Chase have had outside of the show, to where you say that women are always looking for the 3 6s. We 6 feet, 6 figures, and what was the other one? 6-pack or something like that. And
6-pack.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So it's just like, all real women to me are not looking for that. what I'm saying? When you look at the women who are looking for those 3 6s, I'm thinking like Instagram models or somebody who's high maintenance, who thinks that she deserves it all because, she's beautiful or whatever the case may be. And there are some women out there like that. There are some men who find that type of thing attractive. The problem that I'm seeing is that there are a lot of men, or at least a higher percentage of men, that think that that's the type of woman that they want. That want the type of woman that they want to spoil. They want the type of woman that they can mold into whatever they want to mold her into, or whatever the case may be. They're not really looking for a partner. They're not looking for that ride or die. They're not looking for, you know what I'm saying? They're not looking for somebody that they can build with. They want to be able to be the provider and whatever the case may be. And honestly, that's fine. But a lot of men have to realize, because women are out here doing their thing. We are highly educated. We are earning high in our careers. We are doing what we're supposed to be doing to take care of our families and our situations. We may make more money than y'all. You know what I'm saying? That may be the case. The problem that I have is that a lot of men will straight up be like, this is the type of woman that I want. I want her to be glamorous. I want to take care of her. I want her to be at home taking care of the house or whatever the case may be while I bring home the bacon. But it's just like, you don't reevaluate your standards when it comes to women. You don't want somebody that you can build with. You don't want somebody that's going to be with you from the ground up or whatever. But you always tell the women that they have to reevaluate their standards instead of trying to check what it is that y'all are looking for, because y'all look for the same results. You look for different results in the same type of woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will date the same type of IG model cookie cutter chick and then end up being unsatisfied, right? Looking for different results. You're unsatisfied in your relationship. You don't, you know what I'm saying? She's not meeting your expectations as a partner, but then you break up with this person and y'all then go back and look for the same type of chick, but expect her to do something different. So why is it that the women always are the ones who are told, you need to lower your standards, you need to lower your expectations, you need to lower such and such and such? Why is it that we always have to adjust and the men never have to?
And I think the more, I'm sorry, I just want to, my end point is, I think, I know for myself, unfortunately, because my father passed when I was young, I watched my mother, raise her children and work her behind off, taking care of her children by herself, making sure she had a job, going job to job, making sure she had money, putting savings in and everything, having 2 kids in college at the same exact time. And having that work and that perseverance, So this is what my brothers got to grow up and see my mother doing. Obviously they got to have more time seeing mom and dad at home, seeing dad working, seeing mom working, and coming together and having that family dynamic. So especially when my mother passed away, they got to see that even more in my mother, seeing that she, became a standing mother, working and everything like that. Not everybody got to have that relationship with their parents and seeing family, the normal family dynamic of having mom and pops, working and everything together. Some seeing only mom working, some seeing only dad working. The point of it is, we all see these people, coming together. We're being raised by these people, and more than less, you have, unfortunately, single moms working and breaking their backs to provide for their family. So it's crazy to me, and I understand why some men don't want their woman to work or have to work as her, because they're like, nah, I see my mom go through that, I don't need that, like, I want to take care of you, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, because you've seen your mother go through that, doesn't that inspire you, like, wow, my mom's just a really strong, dope woman, I want that in a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it when it comes to some men's perspectives, where you want like a weak inkling at home. You want somebody with some power, some strength, to make it out here in these streets. And you don't want that strong family dynamic. Like, you want to be the breadwinner, okay, but are you gonna persevere and push and hustle to get that bread to be the breadwinner? At the end of the day, you can't get mad at women making more money than you. That's just, it is what it is. We were pushed to be more educational, unfortunately, which is craziest to me. But that it is what it is, because they didn't want us to be out here being like jobless and all that other stuff. But I personally think that the calculator, and I think me and Romeo went over what a calculator would be. Woman.
Well, let me respond before we move on to the next thing. Let me respond before we move into the next thing.
I wasn't moving into the next thing. I said we made the calculator, so we'll get into that later. But I just think that the calculator itself is toxic, and we all know it's toxic. But I also
Yeah.
think that there could have been a lot more choices to be added to include of what really is delusional.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you guys said a lot, so I got to go down the list. Basically, first and foremost, we don't give a fuck about your money. Regular, degular dudes, we don't care. Even high value dudes, quote unquote, don't care. We don't care how much money you make. Dudes will fuck the girl at McDonald's, and he will fuck the Instagram model. Men fuck what's available to them. We're only as loyal as our options, and we will go after whoever's choosing us. We do have preferences within that range, but men like variety. You look at any music video, you heard me quote this before, but you look at any music video, you never see a whole cavalcade of redheads because that guy only likes redheads. No, you see a plethora of different women. Men, on average, make $40,000 a year. On average. The average male height has actually gone down in the last 10 years. It's actually 5'7". So when you're looking for the dude that's 6 foot, black or otherwise, you're going into another stratosphere as far as your expectations. Now, as far as men setting up their expectations and lowering their or reevaluating, whatever, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Men need to do the shit too. You need to evaluate. So those men who I don't think are the majority of us, those men who are like, I want an IG model, they're not trying to marry them. They're trying to fuck them. It's not a. I want to take Bundle of Brittany home to meet my mother. That bitch would never meet my mother. She would meet the backseat of my car. That's what she would get. She get 2 pumps, and I got a story to tell my boys. That's really what it comes down to. So the IG models, the fantasy bitches, that's just what they are. They're fantasies. They're not competition for you guys who we would want to marry, who we would want to be valuable members of our family, who we would want to be our fucking wives. We're not looking for that. We're not looking for that. And some of us have standards that are strenuous, yes, because men are visual, and we want visual things to look good. But no dude is sitting here saying she got to be a perfect 10, because there's no such fucking thing. Even the IG models that we see, we not stupid. Well, most of us aren't. We're not stupid. We know them bitches is fake. We know what Photoshop is. We've seen them in the strip clubs in real life. Like, oh, I used to be obsessed with who's the porn star? Crap. Not Pink. No, not Pinky. Well, Pinky was bad when she first came out, but the other one, not Buffy the Body. Crap. Coco. Not Coco. I forgot her name. But I saw her in person. I saw her in person at a strip club. She was stripping at a strip club, and it was like I rarely go to strip clubs, but I found out she was going to be there, and I went there and I saw her in person. I was like, ooh, no. Most of us have had that experience where it's like, okay, when I had a immature mindset, I want the perfect 10. Nah. You get older, you realize perfect 10. Most of us can't afford it because the average of us is making $40,000 a year. B, we don't want the headache that comes with that bitch because she's not gonna be loyal. C, nobody wants somebody with the body count that's more than the people that's in the fucking country. Nobody wants that. No self-respecting dude wants that. So yes, there are some of us, and I don't believe that is the majority of us. There are some of us that need to reevaluate their choices and their preferences and everything, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. But the majority of us are regular dudes. We want regular women, and we'll have our preferences in between. But ultimately, the choice is going to be on us. So the reason why you guys have to change or reevaluate is because you don't control who you end up with. We do. We make that choice. We make that choice to get down on one knee. Yes, there are some outliers where women will propose to men. I've yet to hear about one that's lasted the test of time. But we make the choice. You guys have access to sex. We have access to relationships, and that's it.
We have the access to say yes or no.
We do.
No, so nobody's that don't stop. Don't try to move the goalpost because we're not going to sit here and say, oh, we're going to force it. No, we're not even going to go down that road. Yes, you have control over sex. Control, period. That means yes or no. That's included in that. But when it comes down to a real relationship, it's up to us. It's not a real relationship until the dude says, you are mine. You are my girl. Think of it as a possession thing if you want. I don't give a fuck, feminist. Fuck you. Get out of here. This ain't the show for you. But ultimately, you either belong to us or you don't. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. So the calculator, it's wrong in its numbers, but the purpose of it, in my opinion, is to make you rethink. maybe I shouldn't be shooting for that high. Maybe I should look in my general area. And dare I say, come at me if you want.
Oh, jeez.
Look in your fucking friend zone. How about that?
The toxic
Look at the guys around you who
masculinity
actually want you. Just saying.
No, because not every friend wants you, and I don't.
I
Want
didn't
every
say.
friend.
I didn't. I said look. I said take a look. I said take a look.
It doesn't. Your friends around you because they're your friends. I'm tired. I'm tired of this whole. Well, you know, you have this person in the friend zone. You have this person. I have this person in the friends. Oh, is that the stripper's name?
That's
The
the
porn star,
the
yes.
porn star Cherokee.
Okay.
Yeah. Cherokee wasn't that cute in the face, if I remember.
The fact
In
that her name
person,
is
she definitely
Cherokee is
wasn't.
disrespectful in itself. Anyways, but you know, we have the we talked about do platonic friends even exist or anything like that. So if you have the thing of like, no, platonic friends don't exist, okay, so then and remembering every single one of my friends want to fuck at some point in time, or I want to fuck them. You know, it just leave any trust if you have these friends that are supposedly wanting to get with you or whatever, then that's not a friend. That's a person that you know wants to fuck you, you just keep them around because you're single and you want to have just some entertainment in between relationships. You have to keep it a buck like that, period. But yes, some people are in the friendship zone and everything, but I believe if you're an adult, you should have that conversation of, you know, I like you, I want you, and that's pretty much it.
Yes.
And if you're too pussy to say it, then you're too pussy to say it, and you've done missed your opportunity and chance of being with somebody.
Right.
And if you're scared of rejection, baby, no is no. You ain't gonna die tomorrow. You ain't gonna die today. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. That it is what it is. So my thing is like, yes, I understand that we have our standards, but there's nothing to be. There's no one should be ashamed of what they want in a partner if it's reasonable enough. So if I'm saying I want someone who's in my age bracket, who is black, who makes between $40,000 to $50,000 a year, that is not unreachable. It is not so low that this man does not exist in the whole entire world. He exists out there. But then here comes the other parts of it. Does he do this for me? Does he have this? Does he believe in this? Does he blah, 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 blah? That's when we start getting down to the small, itty-gritty bits of it of like, okay, maybe the personality characteristics checklist of what you want in this person may not be profound, but the basic living amount for you to live as a man in this world shouldn't be non-existent. And I'm going to blame people not having job offerings. I'm going to blame people not bringing people there for interviews if you don't get that job. I'm going to blame the system for not holding you back for not being able to get that job. I'm going to blame the startup of your life from birth, okay, for you not getting to where you need to be in life. But also, I'm not going to sit here and look at my already set low standards because so many men have done this and done that. And I'm like, well, damn, if I could just get someone just to have someone, I'll be happy. And then when I say that, well, now you have to up your standards. Now you can't just get someone because you're not vetting them and you're not. It's like, damn if I do, damn if I don't. If I set my standards, I'm gonna be a lonely bitch. If I do set my standards, I'm too fat bitch. So it's just like, what
Which one is it?
Ultimately, whatever you choose, it's your choice who you go after. But if you choose not to, you can do that too. That's totally fine. But the name of the calculator is the results of the calculator are not, it's absolute. Even the numbers may be wrong, but they're not absolute. They're probability. There's a difference between possibility and probability. So the probability that you'll find that guy is low. So if you want, it's like taking a test. Would you be accepting of a test that was, even if we're giving it the extra 15, 25 on your test, 25% right? Would you be accepting of that? Would you be accepting of a child having that? No. If I told you have a 25% chance of surviving jumping off a building, would you take that jump? Would you take that leap? No, you wouldn't. So why not do everything you can to increase your probability? Because another thing is, you guys outnumber us. So I believe the number is 48% men, 52% women. Like there's 2 of y'all for every 1 of us. So ultimately, there's gonna be some people left behind, and that's not even factoring alternative lifestyles and sexual preferences. So you can, dude, come on now. Sorry, you can. Everybody loves him. He's so cute. He's so adorable. You can sit there and you can have those high standards, But the other thing that is a harsh reality that I have to say, and I know I'm going to get hate for this, is you got a clock. We don't. You have a limited amount of time to make your decision if you choose to want a partner. If you choose to want children. And it's a harsh reality, but reality is hard. Reality, the reality of the shit, it is what it is. It's sexist. It ain't fair. It's fucked up. So I urge you to do what you can, and most men would urge you to do what you can to increase your probability. It's not guaranteed. Life ain't promising nobody. So you can be mad at it.
I just think it's ridiculous that you have to drop your. Sorry, Chase.
I was just gonna say a quick insert from the reason why I had the huff and puff earlier, was the race comment. Because I've had people tell me that like maybe you should date outside your. I don't need to date outside my race to start dating. If I am not attracted to, if I do not like, if it does nothing to me and it does nothing for me and it's not my preference, I do not have to date outside my race. I do not have to date outside my body type to find a partner. This is who I like and what I like. So therefore, you shouldn't have to tell people or make people feel like what they like is too precise. Like that doesn't make any sense. I should be able to find a partner with ease, without having all these restrictions put on me to find said partner.
Right.
So Royal, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't feel like you need to drop your standards to the bare minimum, to the lowest of the low in order to be able to find a partner. And I mean, like ultimately what Shay said, yes, you're looking at the smaller details to figure out whether or not you want this person as a partner anyway, like their personality, how they treat you, and blah blah blah. But it's like if you're just looking at the categories that they gave you on the calculator, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like, basically dropping it to a point where you're saying, I'm basically taking care of this man. You know what I'm saying? Like I want his income to be somewhere between $0 and $30,000. You are barely making it. And sometimes, and you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's unfair for a woman to want a partner that can at least meet her halfway.
Okay. So, and let me be clear. I'm not saying financially you should lower your standards. I'm not saying financially you should reevaluate your things. There may be other parameters that you could reevaluate to increase your probability. Because ultimately, I wouldn't tell my daughter to take care of no nigga. I don't actively date right now because, full disclosure, I'm not financially stable. I'm doing what I can to make sure I can take care of me and mine, but I'm not in a place where I could be in the position I want to be in a relationship. So I purposely don't. Now, a lot of men have that mindset. They don't even go out there. They don't even fuck a plenty of fish, fuck a Tinder. I'm not doing it because I don't want to take you on a date. I can't afford to reach your expectations right now. I'm working to fix me. I'm working to make myself I'm working to increase my probability. Now, if I was a truly toxic individual, I would be a homosexual. I'd be out there fucking bitches just so I could have a place to stay.
And they out here.
I'd be doing shit like that. And I'm not denying that they exist. They very much so exist.
Right.
But me personally, Trey Proper, I'm not doing that shit.
And
I'm doing what I can.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, Royal, we had the per opposite calculator. I quickly just wanted to go into what it would look like if it was a delusional male.
Right. So we're gonna go into that.
Exists.
We're gonna go into that. Let me just make this last comment real quick, because I don't want to make it seem like that men are not out here trying. Like when I say somewhere between 0 and 30,000 and you barely making it, even if you are there and you have a job, let me see the ambition for you to do better. That is also my point. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like if you got a job or whatever the case may be, that's fine. You making 30,000, 35,000, 40,000, whatever. But let me see that driving you to say, okay, I'm trying to do more because I'm trying to make sure me and my woman make it as a team. You know what I'm saying? That is a big thing for me too. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm just not. I'm shitting on the men who don't have financial stability or whatever the case may be. I'm not doing.
We broke too.
We broke.
We is broke too, y'all.
We all broke.
We is broke. Okay.
So yeah. So I'm just saying I'm not shitting on the men who are not gainfully employed. Everybody got to do their thing to make the ends meet. Everybody got to make sure they take care of their own shit. But let me see that drive to do better. That's what I would want as a partner.
Then I urge you, my sister, to tell your female counterparts to don't look down at the guy who's working 48 hours at CVS, to not look down on the guy who's working 48 hours at McDonald's, to look at those guys. And I'm not saying to marry them, but at least look at them, at least acknowledge them, at least, consider them. Because there are a lot of women who would be like, he worked where? I'm not doing that. But that dude goes to work every day. That dude puts in hours every week. And he's doing what he can. He's hustling. Sometimes they're working 2 jobs.
Yeah, and you
I've
never
had
know
friends
anybody's
who are managers of McDonald's, and because they have a McDonald's shirt on at the gas station, they try to shoot a shot at a lady. She's like, "You work for McDonald's, bitch. I own the franchise. You won't even give me a chance."
Managers make money.
That's what I'm saying. But that's also, they got to realize that. So I urge you to. I'm not saying. That's why I keep saying reevaluate. Look at things. If you're having issues with dating, reevaluate some shit. And before you expect somebody else to change, you got to change your shit on yourself. And I can say that because I am currently doing that.
And that's what I was going to say. If we're talking about reevaluation, it should not strictly be on the woman. It should be on both people.
Never said that.
I agree with
both
you. It should responsible. Be both. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we both need to meet each other in the middle. Everybody's standards don't need to be extremely high. And you should not have to drop your standards extremely low. Meet somewhere in the middle, and we can work it out together if we really want to build a partnership. And that is what my point is on this whole thing.
Gotcha. So now that you guys have gotten that out and we beating with a dead horse, let's go into what did you put on this fucking calculator? Now I'm curious because I honestly don't. I'll save it. I'll wait. Go ahead. Tell me what's on this damn calculator. Well, I'm going to ask the same question I've always asked.
Go ahead, Royo.
Okay, so we did our own probability calculator, and basically Chase and I had the conversation because it was like, hey, this female delusional probability calculator was toxic as fuck, and we wanted to have some fun with it. Okay, so basically what we said was that what we put on it was weight. For one, because men seem to be a little bit concerned with the woman's size and everything, because like as Trey Proper put it,
physicality and everything.
Yeah, they're visual, so I figured that weight would be a big thing to put on there. Whether or not she had sex on the first date, that was something else. The number. I said the number of sexual partners, and the reason why I said the number of sexual partners is because as Trey, you also mentioned earlier, is that no man wants to have sex with a woman who's had, the sexual partners in the 3 digits.
If I said that, let me correct this. No man wants to marry a woman with a high body count. Don't tell us. It's none of our fucking business, yes, but don't fucking tell me. Because if you sit there and tell me that you've been with 30 dudes, I'm being honest.
Okay, so
don't fucking tell me.
Just real quick segue. Do you think 30 is a high number in this day and age?
Me personally, yes.
Chase, you think 30 is a high number in this day and age?
I don't give a damn about anybody's body count. I want to see the lab results. Give me the lab results.
That's it.
That's all I want to know.
That's it.
I got another audible to throw your way. Do you think that it's a higher probability of having something on that test if you have a higher body count?
No. If you're not out here fucking people raw like a dumb person.
Thank you.
We just finished talking about breeding kink.
We did, but we also.
But
I would assume that people are doing it correctly.
We have one woman who's married, one man who's single, and one woman who's single who is out here living their best life as they should. So us as a community, us three, yeah, that's us. But also we do promote safe sex. We do promote birth control. We do promote all these things. So if you are having safe sex with 100 people, the chances of you catching something with safe sex is very low because you're having safe sex. It doesn't matter the amount of people that you've had sex with. It's the amount of stupidity that you put into having sex with said people. So if everybody was a responsible adult and got their annual physicals and got their checkups every 6 months and every single time that they had a partner and they got and got their whatever they have you, and that's stupid as shit too. So if you have your stuff, you have your checked out. Even if you're in a relationship, get sexually checked out. I don't care.
I agree.
You can't put nothing past nobody. It is what it is, unfortunately. So make sure you're getting yourself checked out. So if after with a man and he's like, yeah, I've had 6 digits. All right, cool. Let me see your current and your past labs. I want to know if you did have something in the past, and was that something fixable, or if you have something now. It just it is what it is. I have to know. I have to be responsible for my own life. So yes, there's some STDs out here that people kind of look at as a stipulation and go, oh, I don't really want to deal with that. And it's something that you can work around if you're mature enough, or if it's something that you I personally don't want to deal with nobody who got an STD, and that's just me. So you can call me crazy, you can call me like, rude
That's
and
your
mean.
that is your
That's
preference.
perfectly
That
fine.
is your preference.
That's my preference to not be around somebody.
Mhm.
Just like I don't want to be around nobody who got a damn common cold. I don't want to catch shit. I want to make sure I'm healthy.
And that's
It
fair.
is what it is. So yeah, your bodies. It doesn't matter. A mature person, I don't care. I want to know if you have anything coming with the bodies that you caught.
Right. Did you catch something from
All
the
I'm
bodies
saying
that you've been
is
with? That's the thing.
all I'm saying is don't. Ladies, word of advice, don't tell your partner.
And
Don't
men,
tell them how
Boys
many
men,
people.
don't ask the fucking question. Don't ask the question.
That's it.
That's
We do
kind
have
of
a
implied
question.
in what I'm saying. So
That I
yeah,
know, but
everybody.
you
How about
directed your
this?
question at
Everybody,
ladies.
because mostly ladies watch this channel, and most of the guys who watch this channel, if you agree with me, put a one in the chat. But ladies, I was talking to you because a lot of you will want to have. Some of you, I'm assuming, would want to have that conversation. I could be wrong, but it's highly unlikely. But everybody, keep your fucking numbers to yourself. That's Trey Proper's advice. But
So we had number of bodies, whatever like that, and then we
Yeah.
had what else did we have
And the
on there?
rest of it,
Their body type,
the
like if they
body type,
were
yeah.
larger, skinnier,
If you
and all
wanted
those
to
things, and then
exclude
if
obese people,
they did
yeah.
or didn't have kids,
And then
yeah.
the rest of it was just basic stuff, age, race, whether or not she has a job, because Trey was basically saying that they don't care how much money we make, so it's whether or not we're employed, pretty much. And that was the end of it. So
Okay.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to, come up with a way to
we need a
calculate it
programmer.
or nothing
We
like
don't
that.
have the
So
power
yeah,
yet.
we don't have that.
Yeah,
But yeah, we
unfortunately.
figured that would be interesting to share with the people in our Discord. So we're going to do that this week just to see
Yeah.
what the answers are going to be. Trey, what would your answers be in this situation?
Okay, run down one more time. So, me personally, you said, does she have to have a job? Yeah, she has to have a job. I need a partner. I'm not looking to take care of nobody. I can't afford to take care of nobody. Body size, I go by what I call the elbow test. If you can pass the elbow test, you're good with me. What was it? What else was it? Body count. Don't fucking tell me your body count. If I could have it my way, the max I will be willing to accept is 5. That's the max. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about it. I'm being realistic. You want to honestly? You want to 5? You couldn't get it right that many damn
I
times.
love
You're out
you.
there
I
fucking that
love
many
you.
damn people.
I love
Come
you.
on now.
I love you.
I'm just saying.
How
That's
old
my-
are we? Are you talking me somebody in their 30s and you saying that you
25?
only right? You talking about five people?
Yeah.
If that, you know what I'm saying, you meet a 30-year-old woman, you telling me, oh, you can only have sex with 5 people.
What you
I'm
want me
not
to say?
saying that there's a lot of women out here and a lot of men out here who do only find themselves sexually aroused to person that you
That are you in a
in
relationship
committed
with,
relationship
right?
to.
Mhm.
So, we're not discounting you, we're not discouraging you, I'm not saying like, you're whack or anything. But there is a larger account of men and women who do have more free spirits, and who do indulge in sexual activities. So, we're not saying 5 is an outrageous number to not
Mm-hmm.
want, but it's kind of like if per maturity of 18 years old, she's been having sex and she's only had sex with like a partner, let's just say every 2 years or 3 years or so. I mean, like, it's just kind of like the 5 ain't gonna
Trey,
equal
Weekend
up to
Herb is
you.
is in the chat for you, just to let you know.
No
He's
fucking
here.
say it.
Weekend
No
Herb.
fucking
is in the
say it.
chat.
Ah.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna
Damn
say it.
I knew one of them motherfuckers was going. Anyway, shout out to
But-
Blurs and Whiskey. Sundays.
Shout out to Blurs and Whiskey. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Weekend Herb. We love you. We appreciate you.
If you don't know what he's talking about, go watch my other fucking show. Anyway.
But
Anyway,
I
but-
think we see some other stuff going around on the internet too,
We
which I
have-
think would be little stuff going on. Trey, you want to start the topic off and maybe pass it on?
The next topic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Let me go back to my notes. You were supposed to lead this one. It was the shade.
Yeah, this is the cue to check.
This shit. This. You about to have a whole trade
So
range
okay,
moment.
because we killed this topic, I'll quickly say that if you go on the Shade Room, a man put out a tweet basically saying that
Five
when
high
he
school
gets
numbers
when
trash.
he gets a higher job, basically a
Okay.
higher salary at this job, that he's going to be breaking up with his girlfriend because he no longer is going to have the taste for her anymore. The only reason why he has the taste for this particular female is because of the quota money that he is making now. But when he moves on to a better paying system, he's not
Straight.
going to date her anymore because like
Wasting
she's
her
not his taste
time.
anymore. Like she's really not his taste. Period. He's just having someone to have someone right now. And then he said that the fact that you
The
guys
fuck?
have this protection over this person's body is out of control. And then goes on to say, if my girlfriend found someone who could take care of her more than I do, and treats her better than I can, then I would let her go and be happy. At the end of the conversation, we all know that was just straight bullcrap,
Bullshit.
stupid. It was the
It was
stupidest
bullshit.
tweet that you could possibly make
We're,
in the whole entire.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I
He
gotta
looks
address this
he
comment.
looks
I
triggered.
gotta address this comment.
He looks
I
triggered.
gotta address. Hey, Chuck. Fuck no. No, because and I'll say what he said. Real, my Trey gonna be lurking for dates and Hot Topic. Like, no. Realistically speaking, majority of people don't have high body counts. Women are very selective about who they choose to fuck. That's why majority of men out there are virgins at this point at the age of fucking 30. We know one that didn't get some until he got fucking married, and I'm not gonna say his name. We know him
Oh,
personally. But hold on.
also,
Let me get this out. Let me get this out.
Okay.
Because yeah, I'm a little bit triggered. Don't sit there and try to roundabout way of calling me a pedo. Nah, we don't do that, homie. Nah. I like grown ass women. You better be at the least before I even talk to you. You better be 21. Before I fuck you, you better be 25. So that's it.
Okay.
That's where Trey stands. So I want to make sure that's pretty clear here before anybody starts any bullshit.
Right.
Continue.
And I don't think anybody was
also
calling
like
you
to
a
see a lot
pedophile.
of I think a lot of adult women shop at Hot Topic because it's a brand off of Torrid for adult women, and Hot Topic was a clothing store for adult women because of the plus size. And because Hot Topic is like an emo closed off in the dark store, maybe he was saying because they don't really talk to a lot of people like that, they might have a lower body count. So I'm just going to take that as the roundabout way that he was saying that. But
Yeah,
regardless of the
because
fact, what this
35
man
and
said,
I do shop at Hot Topic.
a Hot Topic,
That's
yeah.
fine.
So,
That's fine. It
um,
just pissed me the fuck off.
I understand.
so,
I understand.
like what the guy said was complete bullshit. We all know, we all
Complete
agree that it
bullshit.
was complete bullshit because you should not be dating someone just because you're dating someone to waste their time while you're trying to gain yourself a career and then break it off and then you end up like Kanye West. That's all I'm saying. If you want to look at the tweet, I will definitely put it in the Discord. Make sure you're following us on the Kinky Zoe podcast on the Discord so that way you can find out any new kinky toys that we're talking about. Oh my gosh, there's a whole kinky toy that I forgot to bring here. We'll talk about it next
That's
Okay,
week.
we'll talk about it
okay.
next
Next
week.
week.
Okay.
So we have what you call it. So I don't know if you guys have been following me on TikTok. You should be Chase Inc. ChayesInc. So yes, how everybody else says it. They are illiterate. There's little things that's going around here. Apparently, people got cults, and people wanted to be part of. Go
Child.
ahead. What's going on, Trey?
I was going to, never mind. Keep going.
Okay. People are part of said cults, which is a little great. If you guys don't know, there is a TikTok user by Angela, I think the Goddess or something like that, has a cult of plus size Black women, BBWs, who apparently are committed to her to the point of getting her name tattooed on her, getting their cult name, Daddy's Girls, tatted on their skin, and also calling Angela Daddy. The problem with this is she is pretending to be a dom, and they are her pretend subs. I say pretend because there is no way in hell a real dom and sub relationship would even be conducted like this. They pay her money for
Whole
punishment.
paycheck.
Yeah, I
Unfortunately,
wish.
Whole paychecks.
I need to
they
get back
full
on TikTok.
paychecks. Unfortunately, for punishment, she makes them perform self-harm.
Yeah.
And it's not a little nick here and there. They could be 100 plus lines on your inner thighs. And they have to pray to her. There's even screenshots of text messages of her saying, at 9 o'clock in the morning, you wake up, you pray to me. I am your God. I am your savior. That is who I am to you. There's even, and people can say, oh, well, this is just speculation. Oh, no, baby. She's on live with them.
Mm-hmm.
And one of her lead daddy's girls, she's like, oh, please don't call me gorgeous. Please don't call me beautiful because, daddy doesn't like that. We don't do that over here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and even further going on right now. I believe either the leader or one of her subjects, comments private message a large
Yeah.
TikToker and said, how much is your daughter? So there's police matters even being taken into this. What we're going to be talking about is, the BDSM community, the kink community in itself. This has put damage to the community because you have people who do not understand BDSM and or people who do not understand the kink life or who are just strictly vanilla looking at it and going, oh my goodness, this is what it's like. This is just what it's about, and
Right.
it's not. It obviously makes us look bad if you have, true subs, true dons who are part of the community, and even like the comments in my videos. If you guys haven't seen the video, go on my TikTok. It's like literally 10 videos down. People are disturbed, and I
Mm-hmm.
kind of wanted to know what my people thought about it. I don't know if they've been listening to it or seeing it on their For You pages. But what do you guys think of it? Royal, I'll go with you first as a sub. Like, how do you feel? Well, and as a plus size sub, how do you feel about
Okay, so I am angry from two different areas on this. As a sub, you know what I'm saying? I'm angry because, and I've said it before about people who call themselves subs and they're not really subs. It's the same thing with people who call themselves DOMs. You know what I mean? Because with the Dom sub relationship is, very special to me. And I'm sure it's special to you guys as well because we're all in the community. You
it?
know what I mean? And it's just like to take something like that and to dirty it to the point where now we're first of all, people already look at us with a speculative eye anyway
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, it's outside of what is considered the norm. And now you are basically tarnishing the name of Dom because of how you're portraying yourself and doing it publicly on a platform like TikTok where you have millions and millions and millions of people viewing your actions. And this is how you're treating people and you're preying on these people. You know what I mean? It's not like because people have long distance dom sub relationships all the time, you know what I mean, but you basically have this cult and then she gloats about it because yeah, I've been following it on TikTok too. I've been seeing it everywhere. It's all up and down my For You page, and it's like she's gloating about it. Why can't I have a cult? Why can't I do this that and the third? And then it's like, no, you are sitting up here and you are basically, again, like I said, preying upon these women who may not be, who may not be used to having a normal relationship, or you know what I'm saying, maybe
Mm-hmm.
looking for some type of guidance and an actual dom, you know what I mean, and you are faking it and you're making them act a certain type of way. You are punishing them to the point where they're causing self-harm. Like that to me is disgusting. It's completely disgusting. And as a plus size woman, because these are the type of women that she goes after. She goes after plus size women. And don't even get me started on some of the issues that plus size women may have. And I'm not saying that all of these girls have mental or emotional issues or anything like that, but it is a
Mm-hmm.
strong probability because, or possibility, I should say, because plus size women, in the first point, some of us have low self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? And you
Mm-hmm.
having low self-esteem, and Angela, you know what I'm saying, she's a nice looking woman, daddy or whatever, the girl, what she call herself, Angela the goddess or something like that. That's her TikTok
Yeah.
name, right? So she's a nice looking woman. So if you're talking about somebody who is you consider to be beautiful, showing you some type of attention or whatever, you are going to want to feed into that as much as you possibly can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want
And
that type of attention.
And a quick insert, and I know that if you guys who have not been following this and don't understand, you're like, oh, well, how can she do that? How can she do that? Angela used to be a plus size woman.
Hmm.
I believe she went and had the surgery done and she lost weight. Bigs up to her to making that healthy decision for herself. That's grand. But you can take your insecurities that you used to have and praise them on other people and use that to your advantage because you know exactly what they went through. You know how they feel about their bodies,
Hmm.
and you know how to get into their minds easier, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Trey, so what do you think about the situation?
It's fucked up to say the least. I don't think it's right for her to perpetrate well, not prey on people with delicate sensibilities, and this is why. So, I guess I'll be the asshole. There has to be a level of some personal responsibility, but at the same time, I mean it as in you people should go seek some type of mental health and help. I mean, if you are feeling if you check on your weird lonely friends,
Right.
check on them to make sure they're okay. Check on them to make sure that they're not falling into this trap of some type of digital love bullshit that's being fed to them. Because ultimately, like you said, it's cultish.
It
It's some
is.
bullshit. So check on your friends, check on your acquaintances, even to make sure they're not falling for this trap. Because it's fucked up, and it's very easy for people to be manipulated when they're lonely and they're desperate. You know, it's fucked up. I don't think it's right. And um, more so that side than the media than the kink space because we're dealing with people's mental health. So I wish people would go get help,
Yeah.
talk to somebody, hell, go join a support group or something. The women who have been affected by this, I hope their families are made aware of this and they can somehow catch on and put a stop to it because that's just preying on people,
It
you know.
is.
Yeah, and
Um,
like I said, this whole thing has just gotten way larger,
mhm.
especially when you're now involving another TikToker asking how much their daughter is, who is 10 years old,
Oh, see, I
and
got a murder, motherfucker.
yeah.
Hello.
So now
I don't
police
play with my
being
kids.
involved with it, it's
You gotta
getting
go.
bigger, than what it is. I guess like my roundup of it, because like I said, I've been on, like, you guys know I'm on TikTok. I think 6 videos per was like screen recordings of lives, conversations, and everything that's going on. It's getting really out of hand. So check on people who claim up and down that they found the love of their life online.
And
Okay, it is 2020. We can't be doing the catfishing no more. And even if you are visually seeing them, like, make sure this person is real. Allegedly, obviously, she's not a real dom. She's
no,
married
she is married
to
to a
another woman
dom. Yeah.
who apparently is her dom. So it's a whole mess.
It is. And Chase, I'm gonna tell you this. You need to be
On it.
careful as well because apparently this cult is about as strong as the Beehive and they're mass reporting people who have anything bad to say about her. So just
Yeah.
Mhm.
watch your account and make sure you guard
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. I noticed. I hashtag very carefully.
Mhm.
But also, you can't get upset over something that you put out there. I understand if this was a secret and someone said, and but apparently, I mean, Royal, you even said that you've been seeing this some way since like mid or beginning of the year, like
Mhm.
So this has just been a domino effect that unfortunately blew up in
Yeah.
their faces. Like I said, you can't be on live saying these things out loud, and then when people are like, "Oh, this person said this," you're like, "Why are you saying this? I said this because baby, it's a like we have
We got
resources for a
receipts.
reason.
It's
Like it's
receipts.
literally you speaking and saying this. You can't get mad at me
Cuz
with
it's something you
saying what
said.
you said because you said like what that makes sense. If I took it and I spun it wrong and there was a private conversation, okay. But if I have a grand screen behind it with your mouth moving and your voice coming out and you speaking, you can't get mad at me with what you reveal about yourself.
Mhm.
You know. But that has been Chase's beef of the week, if you were, if you will.
Go get a girl a follow, Joe. Okay.
Make it a hashtag beef
Yeah.
of the week.
Pray for
That's
the
what we
people.
doing.
That's what we need. Beef
Beef
of
of
the
the
Beef of
week.
the
week.
week. All right.
Let
Um,
me, let me know if you guys want that every week. I'll come with some beef now.
it'll happen. It'll
I'll
get
be
up
in
there.
it. Right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. All right. So I guess we got to move on to our last topic of the night, which is us trying to complete our series of love languages. Can't talk. The fine. Well, no, we've only done two so
We've
far,
only done
right?
two.
This,
We
Yeah.
did.
yeah. So
What
this is number three.
did we do? I forgot what we
What were
did.
the other two? We
We
haven't been saving
did
that one for last.
Words of
words of
affirmation
Yes.
and
affirmation
I believe
and was it
quality
quality
time.
time? Yeah,
They're
quality
the two
time.
previous words of the 5 love languages we talked about.
Yes.
So I believe this week we're doing acts of service.
Yes, this week we're doing acts of
Yes.
service. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, I'll go ahead and so for those of you who do not know this particular love language, acts of service is basically exactly what it says. Some people who may have taken the test or been involved in reading the not involved, but read the book about love languages would be familiar. But basically, it's finding someone who has acts of service like myself. It's I think I had like 19% on mine, but I realized a long time ago that I do appreciate and like when somebody does something for me. Acts of service can be as simple as noticing the small things. I'm a nerd. Finding out what my favorite comic book character is, and well, no, that's gifts, but
That is gifts.
I guess that is gifts. My bad. Sorry, I was thinking about comics. Yeah, if I needed my dry cleaning picked up, or I needed and a lot of people think this is kind of falling in the realm of I'm basically being your servant, but no, it's not that. It's genuinely doing something for somebody out of the bottom of your heart. But look, picking up dry cleaning, or realizing I'm out of paper towels in my apartment, giving me paper towels, something like that. But something that's genuinely from the heart to that person, and showing them that you care, that they can notice. Ladies, have you experienced any, or how did you feel about acts of service?
So acts of service is one of my big three, and I scored pretty high. I know it was over the 20s. It's like maybe around 23%, maybe higher than that. Acts of service for me is a big deal, and I know I've said this to you guys before, but I will say, I'll put it this way and put it into perspective this way. I am a wife and a mom, and I am busy all the time. I mean, like, I'm a wife and mom, I'm a manager at my job, so it's like I have so many hats. So many hats that I'm putting on every single day. I always have a whole lot to do. I always got a lot on my plate. And it is important for me, for my partner, to maybe pick up some of the things that I'm doing just to help. And it could be something simple as like helping around the house. You know what I'm saying? You could cook dinner. You can, like clean up or do laundry, something like that. Like something that would help me in my day-to-day, because I'm already doing so much. Helping me, pick up the slack if there is any. That is what an act of service is to me. So just doing something to help, or if it's like, hey, don't worry, I got the kids right now. Hey, me and such and such are doing homework. Don't worry about it. I got it. That is what acts of service mean to me. So it's basically seeing where your partner could potentially need some additional assistance or some additional care, and stepping in and taking care of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. What's crazy is this was my second to lowest on the test, because I would prefer quality time, words of affirmation, and touch, preferably.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But I think obviously, like we said before, the test is really pretty either or. It doesn't really go into depth of each single act or love language it could have. But really thinking over it, I am a person who does do a lot of active service for my partner, or just people in general. I am that person who will go out their way to try to make anyone comfortable, or help anyone that they can. I mean, shoot, like, I traveled out of state to help my sister with my nephew's, surgery and stuff. So I am that person who's active, who try to accommodate and make sure everybody's comfortable. Even if I have to run late, like, oh, I'm gonna be right back. I just have to go get this. Like, I'm the person who always brings the chips and the cups to the party. Okay, I learned to be a nice person. When it comes to someone doing it to me, I think it becomes a more emotional thing, and it's weird because it's not as if no one does anything for me. It's one of those, I don't expect them to, or to go out of their way to do it, because it, to me, it's like something that I could do myself. My mother always claims me as the most unselfish child that she has, just because of the mere fact of I don't seek for anyone to do anything for me or to give me anything. So I would go and do it myself before a person does. And I actually, really funny, so I realized that acts of service was something big to me. If it randomly happens when I was in college, my ex had to leave before I had to get out of class, so he had took the train to the bus station. And when I came back to my dorm room, I see my bed was made. That was simple to people that, like, whatever. But to me, I'm like, wow, bro, you made my bed? Like, you didn't even have to do that. Most times I'm just throwing the bitch over the pillow and calling it a day, you know. But you properly military made the bed, like that's crazy.
Not properly
And sprayed
military
his
made the
cologne
bed.
on there. Yes, and sprayed his cologne on there so I can sleep tight,
Oh,
knowing like
that
I can
was
smell him that night.
sweet.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. It's
Good
like
job,
there's, and I
sir.
cried, like I
Oh my
cried
gosh.
when I got in that
Spray
room.
your cologne.
Spray your cologne after you make them. Woo! Let me tell you.
I'm adding that one to my
If your
repertoire.
scent is
Yeah.
still in the room when you're gone, jeez, oh my lord.
Child.
Woo!
I mean,
Child.
I went to sleep
I
that
didn't
night
think about
on
that,
the
but I got
phone,
you.
like on the pillow, like so much. But like you know, and it's what it is. I got to like you know, he left another shirt of his with the cologne too, just so I could have that too. So you know, he was nice, not but he's an ass now. But anyway, but the mere fact
And
is
the shirt.
And the
shirt.
shirts.
Yeah.
And the
Look
shirt.
at me dropping
Look
gems for y'all
at
out
him.
here.
But
in the
look,
street.
I'm glad he's
I
doing
like
this
that. I like
doing
that.
this in college, right? This was college?
Yeah, this is college.
And that is actually amazing
Hey.
to me because I wouldn't think that, you know, men that young are thinking along those lines. Let me do X,
Oh,
Y,
well, they
and
gonna
Z
start to.
real
I'm
quick.
definitely about to text a little train, but like, this is what you need to do for a girl.
Yeah, I think that when you come to the point where you meet a certain person, the way that you are with them definitely will differ, especially because it was a long distance relationship. Now I don't give that man no coins or pennies or dimes, nickels, nothing, because child. But it's one of those things that it's the little things that count. It's
Yeah.
always going to be the little things. It's always going to be like you get in the house, dang, I forgot the milk. Oh, I already got the milk. Oh,
Oh,
well, thank
well,
you.
shoot, thank
You
you.
might get some milk tonight too.
That's
Shit,
a milk.
it ain't nothing, you know.
minute.
But yeah, but yeah, go ahead, Trey.
Technically, don't you get the milk? Never mind.
I mean, you know, it depends on where you are in your life. Some men do have the milk kink too. You know what I'm saying? So
I never could get. I never could get with that one. That one just grossed me out.
Yeah.
no, that one is a little weird to me. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I will judge you on that one. That one I will definitely judge you on. If you are a person who's just like, oh, my wife has breast milk, let me just. I'll pour it in a cup, but I ain't. You know, you ain't.
I ain't even pouring it in a cup. This for my baby. Okay? No.
Nah.
But you know what though?
Like a suki shot, like at her hibachi, like you do a suki shot.
No,
like just,
nope,
and then
no.
it's crazy.
But you know what? You actually going back to before your story, you actually made a good point, and that was one of the next questions I think was what. And I'm sorry, Trey. I know I'm jumping into your space right now because you're moderating, but it's like are the opposite of the ways you love your downfall. And what you were saying was that you are not really an active service person, but you are the person who does the acts of service almost to your detriment because you're like, hey, if I got to run late, if I got to do whatever, then I got you. You know what I mean? And that is, it's crazy to me that you say that because, so we haven't reached physical touch yet, but physical touch is not one of my love languages. Like I'm not the type of person that needs to be touched all the time. That's not my thing. But I am very giving of affection. You know what I'm saying? Like I love up on my kids. I love up on my husband. I'm giving it and I'm giving it and I'm giving it, but I don't want you to touch me. I am not a receiver of affection at all. And I mean, like, I don't know. I can't necessarily say whether or not that's my downfall or my detriment or anything like that, but I know that the ways in which we want to receive love are the complete and total opposite of the ways in which we give it. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I was gonna make a joke and say you just out here giving air hugs and air kisses. That's what you.
Yes. Let me tell you what. Okay, so perfect example, right? Perfect example. I just saw. So I just came from out of town, right? And I love my family, and I know some of y'all are watching it. And please, I love you. But I just
like
came.
the video and share it.
I just came from out of town with my family, and I don't think I gave a hug or a kiss or anything. Like, it was just like, hey, I ain't seen you in like 6 months. How you doing? You know, make sure everybody good. How your mama
Look
doing?
at you all breathing and stuff.
Right, look at you.
Stay over there.
Stay right there. Yeah. Like, I am just, but, you know, if somebody wanted that from me, if somebody wanted a hug or something, then I'm going to give you a hug. But, and I guess maybe this is my detriment because in my mind, I'm like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not something that I want. So, you know, that I guess I could say that that's where my detriment is because I am accepting of physical love if that person wants to give it to me, but I don't like it. You know what I mean? So it's like mentally I put up a block and it makes me uncomfortable. So I'm willing to be uncomfortable for somebody else's comfort.
And when we next week, I believe maybe or like whenever the last thing, I think that the touch is going to be our last one. I definitely will get
Yep.
into the children part of it of not forcing your kids to kiss up and hug up on every single person that comes around just because you find it
No.
disrespectful for them to. So when we get there because baby, I took psychology, I took child development, and I be fighting people about that. So but yeah. So I'm sorry, Trey. Go ahead. You didn't. Get to
So yeah, I don't think it's to my detriment. I think because that was my third one. My first were of course quality time and physical touch for me. So and it flip flops. I've taken it a couple of times. Physical touch sometimes wins out as the number one. In which case, I guess if I'm with a partner who's not into that, it can become, oh, you're kind of clingy. And I don't think I'm a clingy individual, but I'm an attentive individual. So I think in that ways it can be detrimental towards me in a relationship. But reason I did want to chime in on that, and I did so, but I also wanted to read this. So I'm a big enough person to realize when I'm wrong and admit when I'm wrong. Chuck Clark, I do apologize. Chuck Clark put a comment in here. Yeah, dude, if I said what you meant, I would have said Chuck E. Cheese. That's just creepy. And he also said, Kingazoid podcast. Seriously, part of my job outside of driving shit around is to know the active signs and keeping a constant lookout for victims of sex trafficking, human trafficking, and kidnapping. It is mandatory for our training, and the videos are horrible, and no one is allowed to opt out of the videos or training. Short answer, that shit isn't funny to me. So homie, I do apologize. I took that the wrong way. So I'm a big enough man to admit when I'm wrong, and I do apologize. Sorry to derail things, but I felt I needed to say that, and it needed to come from me. But in an attempt to pick things back up, Brittany Payne, I've been having an emotional week and was venting on the phone and got to a friend's house, and he got me my favorite snacks, and it meant so much. Something so small meant the world to me. Yeah. Yes. So that's a great act of service.
That's a great example of acts of service. Yeah.
Yes. So and I'll do things like that for people. Like I'll go out of my way to give them something if I know they need help with things, and so that's a perfect example of that. But I think that's pretty much it. Oh, you know what? Last thing. I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but apparently Insecure came back out tonight, right?
It did.
It's on right now.
Is it 10 o'clock?
It is 10 o'clock. Yes.
On the dot.
It's 10 o'clock. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize. We could do the Discord, but we're going to be watching the show.
We're going to be watching the show. So,
yeah.
I mean, if you want to have a watch party, that's fine with me.
We can do that real quick. I mean, if you want to join us in the Aftercare Discord and join us in the conversation while we're watching it, I'll be in there. They'll be in there. So yeah, she's already getting up to go turn on the TV.
Ma'am, we are live mid-show.
Yes, because we gotta go. We do
gotta go.
So thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You've seen all our social medias by now. We gotta go.
All right, y'all. Good night, y'all. Thank you for joining us. I guess y'all not plugging none of y'all stuff tonight. All right, it's whatever. Y'all
Trade proper everywhere. Y'all, yeah, exactly. Let's get to it.
TikTok, Facebook, wherever. Please like, share, and subscribe. Right. Goodbye.